Alright guys, it's Saturday, October 3rd, finally. Today is the opener for statewide archery in Maine. I am down at the same spot I was opening day last year. As a matter of fact, that was the first day that I started filming for the YouTube channel. So it's been almost a year. I think that was October 5th last year, so in 2 days it'll officially be a year that I've had the channel going. But I'm not going to sit in the same stand I usually do. I have a stand. Me and Jake came out here a couple weeks ago and put up a ladder stand in the corner of the field where I usually hunt. And I took one of my steel hang-ons and a set of steel climbing sticks. And we went down probably 400 yards behind the field down in the woods on this brook run. I've had a lot of nice bucks on camera down there. A couple of them have kind of disappeared. I'm sure they're still right in the area. They're just not using that trail in particular as much, I think. But there's one buck down here that's got a messed up rack. Would be a nice 8-pointer. He's got a nice 4-point side on one side on his left, and on his right, I don't know if he got hit by a car or what happened to him, but his rack is all messed up. But pretty cool looking buck, actually. I'd probably still shoot him if he comes in front of me. Last time I checked cameras down here, I got a small 8-pointer. I'd probably let him walk at this point, I'm sure. Later on in the year, I'd probably shoot him if I got down to the wire, but I'm going to get my stuff packed up here and hike down through, and like I said, I've already got a stand down there, so I don't have to carry my hang-on and my climbing sticks. I've already got one set up, so I'm going to get my stuff together. I got about an hour before legal light, I think. And it's a nice full moon this morning, too, so I can see without my headlamp, which is nice. But I'm going to get packed up, get down to the stand. We'll see what happens. Just saw a coyote. Looks like he's going to walk right out in front of me, hopefully. It's about 8 o'clock. Been here for a couple hours. I just had a huge blonde coyote cross the very end of the skid road that I'm sitting on. I was kind of hoping he was going to come along the other side of it, which is about a 30-yard shot. I was going to take a shot at him, but I never saw him again. Well, it's about 10 o'clock. I haven't seen anything all morning except for that one big coyote and a lot of red squirrels. But I guess I'm going to pack it up, get down and go find something to eat. And then I think I'm probably going to head to a different spot a few miles from here. There's a lot of oak trees up on this ridge. I've got a stand set up there, but I don't know if I'm going to sit in that stand or I might take my mobile set up and go try to get right into those oaks and set up for the evening. But hopefully it's a little more eventful than it was this morning. Well, that figures. I had just got done with that last little interview there, and I had some stuff on the camera lens, so I kind of blew it off, and when I did that, it was kind of loud, and a deer blew back at me. I look up, and a big doe just cruised about 40 yards right behind me, right across this deer trail that I'm sitting off. Kind of makes me wonder if I should stick around for a little while, but I'm actually kind of surprised to see him up and moving at 10 o'clock in the morning, but never know, I guess. Maybe I'll hang out for a little while and see what happens. Alright, well, it's about 1 o'clock. I went to the store and got something to eat. Stopped by Chuck's. He said he saw a doe and 2 little skippers go by about 8 o'clock this morning, but he's not going to shoot them anyway. But he said he was trying to get video of them, and one of the little ones busted him, and they ended up taking off before he could even get the camera on. So neither one of us have gotten any footage today of any of the wildlife that we've seen, but we decided to come up here to a different spot. This is one of the spots I put in my scouting video this summer. I got a half a dozen decent bucks roaming around this area this summer. One of them is this big, wide, old buck that I'd really like to shoot. He's probably number 1 on my list this year. He's only like a 5-pointer, I think, or something, but he's just got huge, wide, long antlers on him. So I'm sitting here waiting for Chuck to show up. I just went to my brother's house and took a nap in the Jeep for about an hour and drove up here, and I'm waiting for Chuck to show up. We're going to pack up and head out across the field. This field's kind of on top of a ridge, and there's a big oak grove out back. And I was kind of sitting there this morning thinking that I was sitting in a bunch of hemlocks and I could hear acorns dropping here and there, but I was thinking I probably should be right in the middle of a bunch of oaks today. Would be a good place to be. So we're going to go out and try that out until dark. Hopefully somebody at least sees something and gets it on video for you guys. Alright guys, it's just after 2. I just got set up. Chuck and I came out to the back of the field and split up. He went up into the opposite corner of the field. The wind is blowing perfect out of the northwest right now, right in my face. And I was going to go on this little tote road off to my right here that cuts out into this oak grove. But I kind of decided I wanted to be on the edge of this field because on the way down there's a lot of big oak trees down the edge of this field, and it's just covered in acorns along the sides. And I have got quite a bit of daytime activity on my cameras. I've got a camera right over there actually watching that tote road that comes in and out. And I've got another one over in this corner of the field, and that's where I've been getting a lot of the big bucks on. So I'm going to hang out till dark, and hopefully one of us shoots something. I think Chuck's getting itchy already. He's talking about shooting the 4-pointer if it comes out in front of him, so we'll see what happens. Well, been kind of eventful so far. I've only been here about an hour and a half. After about 45 minutes, I'm pretty sure it's the landowner's brother, drove his truck right out through the middle of the field, and Chuck said he's parked up in the back of the field, and about 10 minutes later he comes walking his dog down through the woods and pops out about 25 yards to my right, and then went right straight back up. And I thought he was going to leave, but Chuck said he's still sitting over there in his truck, but whatever, hopefully he'll leave soon. Then I'm standing here, I was actually waiting to see his truck leave, and I look over and there's 2 doe running full tilt right down the middle of the field, and I thought they were going to turn and come towards me, but they ended up going into the woods about 75 yards away probably. But that was kind of weird. Something must have spooked them up in that direction, sure, but I know there's deer in here. Hopefully this guy leaves so we can kill one of them. Well, that was pretty cool. Just had those 6 doe come out of the pines across the field there, and pretty sure that's where they're bedding during the daytime. That's where those other 2 deer earlier ran out of too. I think something must have spooked them because they just came booking it right across the middle of the field. But those 6 doe acted like they wanted to come into the woods right here where I am in this corner. There's a lot of hardwoods. I can hear acorns dropping left and right behind me, but I don't know if the picture's looking a little different now, but I had camera issues right after I filmed those deer. I just bought a new camera and upgraded, I thought, but the thing keeps having problems where it won't record all of a sudden, so we got the camera situation fixed. We've seen some deer. They came right up and hung out for about 10 minutes, and eventually I think a couple of those big doe must have caught a whiff of me or something, and they didn't like it and they headed into the woods, and those 2 little skippers kind of hung out there for a minute, but I think they eventually caught my wind too, and they all took off in behind me and kind of circled right around me, so they're probably doing like I said, they probably headed up onto the hillside behind me to feed on acorns and stuff, but we still got a couple hours of daylight, so we're going to stick it out, and hopefully one of those big boys comes out. Well, guys, I guess that's it for tonight. Pretty good start to the regular archery season. I saw 10 doe today total, and a big coyote this morning. I actually think that last doe that I saw come across the field here right at last light, I think she's still pretty much sitting in the woods right next to me. I'm surprised she hasn't blown and taken off yet, but we're going to wrap it up and get out of here. We'll definitely be back at it. If not sometime this week, then next weekend for sure. So, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.